Going on to you, Aries. So, oh wow, already, huh? So, for you, Aries, you have the Two of Wands, Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Chariot, Nine of Cups, Page of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. So for you, Aries, right? Okay, so the Two of Wands, the Five of Cups represents how you really want to keep your mind on, you really want to keep focus on, let's cook, on what it is that you need to do. The Five of Cups represents right around now, you can kind of get a little bit relationship sick. And what I mean by that is you may want to be in a relationship, but the relationship of itself, you're not necessarily in one per se. And you may start thinking about past relationships. And the Eight of Pentacles, it represents you really want to continue to move forward, because one of the things with the Five of Cups, you don't want to necessarily start to look at relationships with more rosier colored glasses, right? You want to continue to look at them for what they were. They are people that didn't take you seriously, right? They didn't take you seriously. They didn't take you they didn't want to respect you, right? It was a power struggle. And you, Aries, decided you had to get away from them. And that's what you did, right? The Five of Cups also represents, don't worry about the lack of success that you've had within trying to get to know other people, right? Five of Cups represents both of those things. The Eight of Pentacles represents you just make sure to continue to move forward and do your own thing, right? Still talk to other people, still have other people talk to you if you're interested. Still continue to make sure that your health is good, your finances is good. Your life should go on like normal. The Four of Pentacles, right? Now is a time where, you're not in a relationship. Now is a time where your resolve is being tested. And what I mean by that is your patience is being tested to see just how serious you actually are. If you're serious, right? If you're really serious about being in a relationship, one that's quality and not just something to do to pass the time, then a lot of you Aries are going to understand that it requires patience, right? Because I would rather not be with anyone ever if everyone was going to be dysfunctional to me than to be in a relationship with somebody who's dysfunctional and everything is my fault. And that's the same kind of resolve that some of you should have. Now, again, I understand that everybody is different. You may not necessarily, some of you may not have that type of a resolve from me, right? Or as me, or more. But what I'm trying to say is that I want you Aries to come out the winner. I want you Aries to come out on top. I don't want to hear you Aries be in a situation where you find yourself getting to know. Anyway, this is New York. They're always doing something crazy over here, especially in the summertime. But I don't want you Aries getting to know somebody who's dysfunctional or rekindling a relationship with someone that originally didn't really work out in the first place. And now you got to repeat your history of your karmic cycle, right? You have to repeat the history of you and this person don't work, and here's why. And why did you go back? Or meeting someone new, but essentially they're doing the same thing that you're supposed to be on the lookout for to run away from. So the Nine of Swords now represents, as a result, and a lot of this patience that's being tested may be where a lot of your problems are coming from mentally. A lot of you Aries may be getting impatient because it's like, when are you going to meet the person? And to be quite honest with you, Aries, I don't know. No one really knows, really. No one really knows if we're really keeping it 100. Because, or to be fair, I'll say very few people really know. Because, to be fair about it. And the reason why is because when it comes to like finding the person that's right for you, right, the relationship, That there's a lot of factors that come into play. Are you going to be in a particular time, place, right? And there's no kind of guarantee that a person is really going to be right just for you. There's so many factors that the two of you get along. How many people out here who lie about what they like, who they are, just so that they can fit in to someone that will accept them? You know, I've caught a couple of people that I was talking to doing the very same thing. They don't even really like this, but they'll say that they like it just to get me to be like, okay, I want to link up with you. I want you to be, you know, I want you to be with me type stuff. So the Two of Pentacles now represents you have to make sure that you and this person actually go well together like peanut butter and jelly. It has to be a team. It just can't be, you know, immediately this person shows up on your doorstep, right? And no disrespect to any of the other tarot readers out there who give time frames, right? That's why it is that I kind of recanted that, because I didn't mean any kind of disrespect, right? I'm just saying that me personally, I don't necessarily think that a time frame really matters, because there's a lot of things that have to come into play in the first place, right? And the Chariot and the Nine of Cups is about how, as a result, one of the things that you have to realize about this is that you, Aries, have to do some more of the internal work as well, right? A lot of you are doing very good for yourselves in the sense that you're starting to, you know, be more confident in who you are, starting to pick better. There's less stress. But the Chariot represents one of the things that you have to learn to get over is the internal stagnation of some of the things that you may have. So possibly some childhood traumas, possibly some traumas as far as relationships, past relationships that you may have experienced that you Aries are going to have to learn to get over. Because if you don't learn to get over it, right, then you're going to bring that same type of baggage in with you into the next person that you're trying to get to know. And that's the reason why it is that, you know, healing from a certain amount of emotional problems or damage, right, is such a good thing, because when you're ready to meet someone that, you know, you're fresh. And the Page of Wands now, right, represents you, Aries, understanding that because of this, right, because of the fact that you, Aries, have a chance to do it over, excuse me, you, Aries, should most definitely do that, right? Don't give up. Right? That's what the Page of Wands is saying. Don't give up. Continue to talk to other people. Don't quit. Find out what's going on, you know? Still approach other people. I've said this many times. You know, if you're not approaching, if you are not used to approaching, you need to start approaching, because if you don't, I'm telling you, it's going to make it much harder for you, right? And the thing is that the King of Pentacles represents, and when you approach or get approached, right, you want to make sure that you, Aries, also, you are the most attractive interaction that the person has had. And what I mean by that is, what I mean when I say most attractive, I don't just necessarily mean physically only. I'm talking about you and this person, when you meet someone, you want to make sure that you are inviting to this person, that you have a bubbly personality, right? You know, some of you know what I'm talking about. You, Aries, want to make sure that you have a great personality that people are attracted to on either side. Because what that'll do is that'll make you more magnetic. That'll make you more electromagnetic, right? People will want to come to you. People will want to hang out with you, right? And the thing about it is that another thing that you can do when you're meeting other people is that you also want to make sure that you do not talk about marriage so quickly, right? You can talk about something that's deep, but just tell them a little bit about what it is that you like. You ain't got to go into too much detail. Just tell them one or two things about what it is that you like. That way there's still some mystery there, but you're not going into, you go into a little bit of detail, but don't go into so much detail to the point where, you know, the person is learning a little bit too much about you. Like I said before, what you want to do is that you want to come off somewhat vague, not much, but some, as far as when you want to date, you want to come off somewhat vague. That way the person can learn about you over time, right? That's why I say it should start off boring, gets better with time, because you're teaching the person about yourself over the course of time. And it also helps protect you from just blabbering everything, because that's another thing too. Like, people who play games, and I've said this, right? And there's proof that came out about this that I actually saw today. But people who play games like to take advantage of people who like to talk. So a lot of the times when you are telling the person your whole life story, a dysfunctional individual is going to be sitting up there, right, listening to what it is that you have to say. But the problem is, that's why it is that you need to find out about them, so that you can see this type of stuff coming. So let's clarify the Chariot. Let's clarify the Chariot. You have the Lovers, Hierophant, King of Swords, Page of Wands, right? If you're looking to be in a relationship between now and the next 6 months, you really want to, Aries really want to do is, a lot of you Aries really should be in a situation where you, like I said before, you really want to do the internal work first, okay? And when you realize that you have done, you've gotten over some of the heartbreak that you have experienced from past relationships, if you've already done that already prior to this reading, then it means that you're ahead of the game. If you haven't done that, you need to do that now, so that by the time when you approach other people and some of those people are down with it, it's not something where it's like you immediately seem like you got a lot weighing on your shoulders, okay? The King of Swords and the Page of Wands is about, it's not something that you really want to think too heavy about, because then it drags the relationship down, right? So the thing is that the Page of Wands now is about, be confident, be true to yourself, and don't be a jerk. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, great. Peace.